I would ask about the nomination of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General and some new reporting that we now have regarding this House ethics probe that Speaker Johnson had said he does not want to see the light of day. First, what's the new information?
So there's a lot going on there, and there's sort of a drip of developments here. So an attorney, Joel Lepper, just told NBC News that his client testified to the House Ethics Committee that she witnessed Representative Gaetz having sex with a minor at a house party in Orlando in 2017. That attorney is arguing passionately that this report should be released to the public.
This is the attorney for the woman who testified before the House Ethics Committee describing what their client said. And so that's information that right now would not potentially be made public. Would the senators who are voting on Gaetz's nomination still be able to access that information?
So that is a critical question. There are senators, Democrat and Republican, that have demanded that that report be at least released to senators. But Speaker Mike Johnson basically said, we're sticking with tradition here. We're going to keep that report private. Take a listen.
I believe it is very important to maintain the House's tradition of not issuing ethics reports on people who are no longer members of Congress. I think it would open a Pandora's box. I think it's a very important rule that should be maintained. If it's been broken once or twice, it should not have been, because that would be a Pandora's box. I think it's a very important tradition to maintain.
Did you talk to Trump about this?
But look, as more information comes out, like we know that what this attorney said is presumably in that ethics report. That testimony happened. It's been recorded. Yeah. As more information comes out, there will likely be mounting pressure. So we'll have to watch and see where this goes.
You think the pressure could certainly dial up? You know, I'm curious, if Gaetz had not resigned from Congress within the last couple of days, technically this report would be able to be released?
That's how the rules work. Once you're no longer a congressman, that committee has to stop doing its investigative work. That report just kind of goes into a file somewhere. So if he were still there, presumably it could and maybe would have been released. Interesting timing.
Right.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.